U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is meeting top Israeli leaders in Tel Aviv to make a renewed push to seal a ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas. Calling it a decisive moment in the Gaza ceasefire talks, Blinken said it was probably the best, maybe the last opportunity to get the hostages home. Blinken met with the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu while in Gaza. Israeli forces thrust deep into Khan Yunis in the latest phase of their assault. He also met with the Israeli President Isaac Herzog before heading into a meeting with the Israeli Premier. As talks commenced, Israel's former Prime Minister Yair Lapid accused Netanyahu of deliberately sabotaging the ceasefire deal. He wrote on X, and I quote, "What Netanyahu has been doing this past day is a deliberate and dangerous act of sabotage of the possibility of reaching a hostage deal. He needs to stop with these unnecessary messages." Blinken is on his 9th trip to West Asia since the Gaza war began last year. Speaking before meeting the Israeli president, the top U.S. diplomat said Washington is working to ensure that there was no regional escalation amid concerns of a possible attack by Iran on Israel.
This is a decisive moment, probably the best, maybe the last opportunity to get the hostages home, to get a ceasefire, and to put everyone on a better path to enduring peace and security. I'm here as part of an intensive diplomatic effort on President Biden's instructions to try to get this agreement to the line and ultimately over the line. It is time for it to get done.
Before arriving in Israel, Blinken spoke to Saudi Arabia's Foreign Minister Prince Faisal bin Farhan. The two leaders discussed the war in Gaza and developments in Sudan and Yemen during the phone call. The U.S. Secretary of State will travel to Cairo on Tuesday, where ceasefire talks will resume. In Tel Aviv, one person was killed after a bomb he was carrying in his bag went off. Israeli authorities later said that the explosion was a terror attack. The attack came as Israel continued to pound the Gaza Strip. Gazan health authorities claim the Israeli strikes across Gaza have led to 24 deaths over the weekend. This includes a woman and her 6 children. Another Israeli airstrike hit a residential building in Nuseirat on Sunday. Hezbollah claimed to have thwarted an attempt by Israeli forces to penetrate the Lebanese territory from the Hadab-Aita forest area. Israel said that several people were injured in cross-border fire with Lebanon. The Israeli military claimed that multiple targets crossed into Israel from Lebanon, adding that some were intercepted and others landed in the Ya'ara area in northern Israel. Meanwhile, U.S. President Joe Biden said that a Gaza ceasefire is still possible, despite Israel and Hamas accusing each other of sabotaging the peace talks. Blinken's visit comes days after U.S. and fellow mediators Egypt and Qatar said they are closing in on a deal after 2 days of talks in Doha. But recent statements from Israel and Hamas do not match the optimistic tone of the mediators. Netanyahu has accused Hamas of sabotaging truce talks. Hamas, on the other hand, has accused Netanyahu of obstructing an agreement for a truce and hostage exchange in Gaza. Hamas has called the new proposal for a ceasefire deal too close to Netanyahu's recent positions, raising doubts about the success of the peace talks in Cairo. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.